have learned how to filter, transform, and make decisions with streams. In this video, we'll learn how to find the smallest and largest elements using min and max in Java streams. So, what are min and max? Both min and max are terminal operations in Java streams. They allow you to find minimum or maximum element based on a condition. Both methods return an optional because the stream might be empty. So, I'll show you an example. Let's create a integer list. I will say call it numbers. I will create some random numbers. So I will call the random class, then ins, and I'll need 5 elements. So I'll mention that, and within the range of 1 to 100, then box, and then to list. So this will return 5 random numbers within the range of 1 to 100. Now what I'm gonna do is to create a string, and then I will say the minimum value. So minimum takes a comparator, so we have to pass the comparator. I'll say integer dot compare to. So it will compare the elements. Let's say here if we say, okay, let me just first run it. I'll assign variable. Let's say mean. Okay, let's timing it says mean, and I will copy this line, and a similar way I will just create the maximum value in these 5 values. Now I will run this, but I have to print first. So what I'm gonna do, I will say min and the max. So it will wrap the within the optional. See, the 32 and 61 is the min and max value. Okay, let me just print numbers so you can see what are the numbers it generate. It generates 51, 68, 39, 59, 71. Within this number, the minimum is 39 and the maximum is 71. So since the stream might be empty, we always get an optional and should handle it properly. So yeah, we can use the if present to print only if a value exists, or else to provide a default value. We can check the optional handling using if present and or else, like for min value we can say if present. Then what I gonna do is to print this. So for this, just print this line in some different way. System dot out dot print 7, and for max, say max dot present, and this the it takes the consumer, so I will pass the system out of println, and this would print the numbers. So this time, if first check if the number is present or not. If present, it will just print the number. Similarly, the mean max can use the or else also, like for mean, say or else. Okay, then I'll assign it a variable mean value, and max dot or else I will say 100, and I'm just gonna assign it in a variable like max value val. Okay, and now if I print the min and max, so this time it first check the value is present or not. If just like the if present, or else also check the value is present or not. If it finds a value, it will return that. Otherwise, it returns the mean as 10 and max as 100. So we can see the output here. So we can also use a comparator to compare objects based on a field like salary. So I will first create some employee 1, employee salary, let's say 2 lakhs, and this is from HR, and just copy this line, and I will just create some more employees. Let's say 1 lakh, and let's say admin employee 3, let's say 80,000. This is from IT. Employee 4, 50,000. This is from, let's say, IT. And employee 5, this employee, let's say salary have 60,000. This is from finance. Now I'll create a list of employees, and employees, I'll say list dot off, and I'll pass the employee one by one. Employee 1, employee 2, okay, employee 3, employee 4, and employee 5. So I've just created a list of 5 employees. And now what I'm gonna do is I'll say employees dot string dot max, and within the parameter I will say comparator dot mm, comparing with what? Comparing with employee salary, the employee and their salary, and I'll assign, okay, I'll assign this in a variable called highest paid, yeah, highest paid, and again I will say employees dot string. Now this time I'll go for mean comparator. I'll pass the comparator dot comparing, and in this parameter it takes the function. So I will say comparing with what? Comparing with employee salary. Okay. Now I'll assign it a variable lowest paid. Now what I'm gonna do? I'll print this highest paid dot get the employee and then their salary, and the department also. So I'll print the department where the employee have the highest salary, and for lowest paid I'll do the same. I'll first take the employee first, and then the department. I'm gonna run it, and we can see the HR have highest salary with the 2 lakhs, and the IT has a minimum with 50,000. It's printed. So we can use the comparator to compare objects, and max returns the highest paid employee and mean returns the lowest paid one. Now we can also combine these two with the filter. Like, let me show you that example. Employees dot string dot, first I will say filter. So what I wanna do? I'll take the employees. I will first take the department dot equals, let's say, the IT, and I'll say the max, and comparator dot comparing, and employee and their salary, and I'll assign it a variable called, let's say, top IT. Now if I print this, okay, yeah, top IT dot get the employee and get the department. Now if I print, we can see the IT. It's combined filter with mean and max to find the top performer in the department. So the while mean and max don't short circuit like any match and or find first, they are still optimized internally to process efficiently. An interviewer often asks how does mean differ from sorted, the find first, or why do mean and max written optional? The answer is mean and max are more readable, direct, and safe because they return optional in case the stream is empty. So the common use case included like finding the highest and lowest salaries and determining top and bottom scores, finding earliest or lowest score dates, and any situation where you need extreme values. To summarize, mean finds the smallest element, max finds the largest element, and both require comparator for objects. Both are optional and can be combined with filter for specific conditions. So that's all for this video. If you find this helpful, like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay updated. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.